Hello and welcome to Shop Talk with Dan the Man. Today's episode we're going to do a little shop talk. I got a special guest over here. Stay tuned to find out more. Hello, if you're new to this channel, my name is Dan Shannon. I enjoy woodworking as a hobby and being out in the shop. On this channel, dive deep into my shop as we explore tools and tool reviews, as well as chatting about everything related to woodworking. If this grabs you by the tool belt, please subscribe to my channel if you want more videos like this. Hello and welcome to this episode of Shop Talk with Dan the Man. Like I said, I got a special guest, Dayu Cha, and he's familiar with woodworking. He's done renovations, he's done a lot of stuff in the past, and he's currently building up some tools. So yeah, what's your experience with carpentry and working with tools in the last few years?
Well, first of all, thanks for inviting me to this lovely shop. I don't have a shop personally myself, but it's really, fun to be in a shop that I can dream. And this is one of the, good friend of mine, Dan, and I'm really excited to be here. And yeah, so past few years, I've been trying to gather more tools and, trying to get into more woodworking, renovation, because personally I own my own house and do a lot of work on myself. And it's really fun doing it. So yeah, and I dreamed of having this kind of shop. So just wanted to ask you, what is your favorite part of this, having this kind of shop?
Well, I think woodworking in general, is kind of, you start off with nothing, whether it's a piece of wood and you build a shelf. So just that overall starting off from nothing and building a project in the end. Not to mention, like you said, like you can save money if you own your own tools. The labor costs, just do it yourself. So there can be a cost savings. But yeah, just having a shop, and it's not about what tools you have, just the fact that you get out and just enjoy it is really what it comes down to.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah.
So what kind of tools, like brand-wise, would you say? I mean, you can obviously see behind me. I'm a Ridgid man.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my tool of choice. But in your setup that you have now, actually, you said you don't have a shop. So what would be an average day for you if you had to, say, build something or do something at your own house?
Yeah. So the tools that I have most of them are Milwaukee tools, and they're one of the good brand.
There, yep.
And I do enjoy them while I use. So I've been gathering, a few tools myself over the past few years. And I have this organizer from Milwaukee. It's in one of the compact, carrying cases that I put all the tools in. If I ever need to, take it out in the backyard and do some woodworking, I just take the whole thing out, and it's really easy to carry and stuff. So
wheel and go.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, wheel and go.
Yeah, so.
And that's fine. I mean, my last house, it was a semi, and I didn't have any storage opportunities for a shop like this. So yeah, mine was the same idea. I got a tote and had all the tools. And if you had something going on, you just lugged it and did your thing and packed it all up. So
and it can be a pain in the butt. However,
it can, yes.
If you really enjoy doing, woodworking and try to save money, that's the best way to do it, because the tools will last a long time.
That's right. Well, speaking of saving money and different things like that, I mean, what would you say over the years, like your favorite project that you did, and throughout the project? I mean, I'm sure there was tools that you needed as you were working. So what would you say over the years? Like I've done flooring, building walls, framing in doors, projects out in the shop like shelves, coffee tables, things like that. And but yeah, I'd like to hear your favorite.
Yeah, so over the years, it's been quite a long time. I started doing woodworking when I was in high school, and when my parents moved into the house in way over in the Hubli, I had to do some work on there, and I was the only one in the family that knew how to do woodwork basically. So I learned how to do floors and hardwood stairs. That was pain in the butt, but I achieved it and successfully killed it basically, and I really enjoyed that project. And throughout the years, and I did the small projects here and there. Then once I got the house, I learned to do window replacing, more floors, and building walls, and the closets, and things like that, and building desks, tables, so any kind of woodworking that you can always do, and even decks. Yeah. So it's been fun.
It was your father-in-law, right, that kind of helped you, with different projects and.
Definitely.
And you always need that extra set of hands if you're doing some bigger renovations, for sure. And my two favorite projects, like I said, I've done quite a few things, and I built my wife a greenhouse last year.
Yeah, I seen
it.
It's really good.
So
it turned out really nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And so I kind of designed that myself, went online for some ideas, but then built it myself. And then this year I built a wood shed. So we just got a wood stove and need somewhere to store the wood. So I framed that in, and it's not quite done. I got no pictures yet, but it's coming a long ways.
Yeah, I've seen it, and it's actually sturdy.
Yeah. There's about
it's all about the sturdiness.
That's right. It's probably 1,000 screws, I think, in it. Yeah. It's,
there are people I recently did on the side step on our house, and we didn't use any of the nails. We used the screws because screws are easy to replace.
That's right.
If board goes, wonky. But if it's a lot easier, a lot safe, a lot sturdier when you use the screws.
Yeah. And if you ever screw up on a piece, I know we never screw up on our carpentry skills, but if you do, you can always back it out and correct it. And,
exactly.
Reinstall it. It's a little hard when you put Ardoc nails in, and there's not much forgiveness for that.
No.
So, can you ever think of a time when you were using a power tool, or maybe not even a power tool, but if you were using a tool and in an unsafe way, or at least you thought it was safe at the time, and later on you realize, no, that's not a good idea? You got an example of that?
Definitely. There are a few.
We're men. I mean, we always do stuff that's not.
You make mistakes all the time.
Oh yeah.
But one of the things that I actually got hurt was it's not. At the end, it wasn't a big deal, but while I was working on my parents' house doing the stairs, I was chiseling something, and while I was chiseling, instead of pushing it down away from my face, I was pushing it up to cut something. Then it lunged and hit my below my lips and made a big hole. So I had to go to Emerge and got some stitches. And that's the most.
Now there'd be a benefit of that hole. You could put a straw, and it'd be easier to drink, a nice coffee, for example. But
so I drove myself to Emerge, and so it wasn't good.
Not good.
Thankfully, my teeth actually protected my inside of my mouth. So
that is a good thing.
It was. Thankfully, I had a good, strong teeth.
That's good. Yeah.
What about you? Did you ever
a Colgate commercial? Protection. So for me, my example, I have a few examples, but the one that comes to mind recently is I had an old table saw before I got my Ridgid table saw, and there's a blade on the back. So you get your blade, a circular blade on your table saw, and on the back there's it's called a driving knife. And the goal of the driving knife is, as you do a rip cut, it keeps the board separated as it follows through the teeth. So when you don't have that, which is the case I'm referring to, it'll pinch and throw the wood backwards. So that's what happened to me.
That would hurt.
Yeah, I was pushing it through, and then it had kickback.
Did you end up in the hospital?
No, it hit the back wall here, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so you were safe.
I was safe in the end, but it was a good reminder. You know, if you actually, some cuts that you do on the table saw, if you're doing joints for boards, you have to remove it because it's too high. But make sure you always reinstall that after the fact. So no, it was great having you out to the channel today and out to the shop. And
and you know, I love your tools. You know, I actually got one of the Ridgid tool recently.
I'm slowly winning them over.
Not really. The deal was great. I bought like 5 different Milwaukee tools. Then one of this tool that I got is one of this. And this thing, miter saw?
Yes, the sliding miter. It's
awesome. It's like it cuts 70 degrees. If we up to 70 degrees, it works. And the reason I've been researching miter saw, and Milwaukee one was super heavy, the 12-inch one, and I didn't find the 10-inch ones like this one. So it was a little bit more pricey on the budget-wise. So for this one, it's a fairly reasonable price, and it came with the stand.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta get this deal, and I've been, looking at this his channel, and I talked to him about it, researched it a bunch, and this tool was great, and I've used it since then, building the decks and cutting things for the decks, and I recently renovated my room as well, and it cuts like.
It does.
No other.
Yeah, hot knife through butter.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah. And I like the this LED light guide. Like you just mark it and just guide. Oh, it's just.
I haven't done a review actually on that yet.
Yeah, you should because.
Maybe that's my next review.
Yeah, and it was good. So subscribe to this guy's channel and get to know about this tools, Ridgid.
Yeah.
And one of these days I'll bring my tools and talk about why I like the Milwaukee.
Well, this channel wasn't going to do a head-to-head on tool brands, but if it goes that way, then we'll see.
Still, the Milwaukee and Ridgid is owned by same company, so it's kind of
brother
company.
At the end of the day, still pro grade. Now the big question is, everyone's wondering, did you register your LSA?
I did.
Good man.
I did. As soon as I received my tools, I went online. Got my tools signed up, and they got approved. So I'm gonna have a
lifetime on the tools. And not only tool, they do the batteries as well.
Yeah.
So any cordless stuff that you buy in the future,
I don't have one yet.
They back the batteries. So
isn't
that pretty cool?
Only thing is, right now I'm like all cordless with the Milwaukee ones.
Right. So if you already have the investment.
Yeah, I didn't want to have to buy an extra set of charging station.
Right. That makes sense.
Different batteries.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's a lot of people. My brother-in-law, he's into DeWalt.
Okay.
So that's his bread and butter, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, the goal of this channel is just to get you out in the shop. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like I said, I'm into Ridgid. You like Milwaukee. It's just getting out in your shop, enjoying yourself. Thanks again, Daegu, for joining on the channel here today. So please like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and we'll see you next time. Subscribe.